All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another live stream. It's been a while since we've done a live stream. There's been a lot that's been happening, but obviously there's been the match in between, which then you need to talk about the match. But so many things that has happened in between the match. This is why we've had to do this live stream. We've got to do this live stream today and catch up with everyone. I want to know how you guys are feeling about some of the news that's floating about, and of course, it's always great to connect with each and every one of you guys, and hopefully, with the remaining few more games left, we can really stay connected as much as we can, because it is going to be one hell of a ride till the end of the season. Lots to talk about in this particular segment of the latest Chelsea news. As I said, plenty of manager rumors, plenty of transfer rumors, just generic news that we need to go through. So we're going to go through that. Obviously, ladies and gentlemen, Pochettino, it feels like he's had enough. He's had enough. He said enough is enough. He's coming out punching big time in the press conference, whether it be pre-match press conference, whether it's post-match press conference. He's coming out swinging big time. So all of that to unpack as well. But before all of that, ladies and gentlemen, big up to each and every one of you guys. Big up to my man, Benji. Valan is here as well. Big up to you, my man. Strong Will. We've got Shubra, my brother, is here. Ahmed is here. Guguletu is here. Ruth S. We've got Sayan, William M. We've got Debadrit is here as well. Mr. Das. I'm going to call you Das, man. That's just easier to pronounce. We've got Nehemiah. We've got the lot, man. We've got everyone. Marcus, big up to you as well, my man. Big up to you, Marcus. All the regulars are here. Nearly 100 of you guys are live already. Take the moment right now. Since you guys regularly come to the channel and you're always here for discussions, watch-alongs, just normal, video watching, take the moment right now, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like button. Absolutely annihilate the like button. And if you're here for the first time as well, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. So yeah, big up Joshua, big up CODM, and big up Tamal as well. Okay, let's get cracking, because ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot to talk about, and I don't want to bore you guys for hours and hours of stream. We want to have solid conversation in a precise manner. As you can see over here, a picture of Mauricio Pochettino. I think this was a recent one off the back of that victory against Spurs. We need to have time here. It's not my decision. He also goes on to say, enough is enough. All managers need time to translate their ideas and philosophy. So we're going to get to all of that, but we're going to start from the top. We're going to start from the top because, look, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, a fantastic victory against Spurs, but it still doesn't stop the media and also the fan base in regards to what is the future of Mauricio Pochettino. I've been saying it for the longest of period that I think Mauricio Pochettino is going to stay next season. I think our owners, our board, they were always looking to keep him anyway. Now I feel like with the season coming to, very close to finishing, and there is still a sniff of an opportunity to make it into Europe, they'll probably most likely still stick around with him. Not just obviously this season. Nothing's going to happen this season. We've known it for the longest period of time. But I think for next season as well, Mauricio Pochettino is probably going to stick around. But there's always rumors about managers being linked with us. And, the media always, finds a bit of a gap where they can just throw in a manager's name. And there's been, certainly quite a few managers' names that's been popping around. This one particularly, Roberto De Zerbi, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday in the press conference before their match, which happens, I think, sometime today, Roberto De Zerbi had this to say: I would like to stay at Brighton because I love my players, the city, my club, and my fans. I already told the fans in a meeting that if I'm happy, I'm not going to change this club. I want to keep my passion, told Sky Sports. Now, this is quite bold, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like him just coming out and talking like this, imagine if he just talk like this, and then he left. Imagine if he did that. That would look so poorly on him. But look, it's not as if managers haven't done that or players haven't done that. Many have done this sort of business where they've said, "Yeah, I would love to stay here. I love the players, I love the fans," and then 2 days later they've left the club. So he won't be the first manager to do that. But just like many other managers this season, he's also come out and he's publicly stating he wants to stay. So for me, look, personally, I wouldn't mind someone like Zerbi at Chelsea Football Club, because I feel like the players we have, I think he can get a lot out of them. They can play his type of football. However, having said that, I don't mind him staying at Brighton. I feel like a lot of his reputation this season has been damaged. He's been getting blamed off the park by many teams. Defensively, there seems to be an issue. I want him to stay and actually prove people wrong. I want him to stay and show that he can be defensively solid next season. I want him to stay and actually see if he can do something special with Brighton next season. And then his stocks will rise anyway. Look, his stocks at the moment, I don't think has gone down. People, the real people that watch football and watch it deeply, they understand that this guy is a very, very good manager. Obviously, every manager has flaws. Zerbi isn't the only manager that has clear flaws. There are managers out there that have distinct flaws. But I don't mind this. I don't mind this, ladies and gentlemen. Roberto Zerbi potentially staying at Brighton, which means that's another manager that is probably out of discussion with us. So more and more likely, I feel Mauricio Pochettino is going to stay at Chelsea Football Club, because there are not many managers out there. There's only one genuine contender at the moment, and we're going to get to him. I think it's Ruben Amorim. Krishna means I think Pochettino is already gone because his press conference says a lot. I don't know, man. A lot of people are saying this. I'm not. I don't know why people are taking his press conference like he's leaving. I'm actually looking at the other way. I'm thinking the way he's speaking, he's fed up. He's staying. I think he's trying to say that I'm going nowhere. Owners don't want me to go. Board don't want me to go. You guys are creating a lot of drama. I'm not going nowhere. I think that's the vibe I'm getting. I know a lot of people are thinking, oh, he's talking like he's leaving. I don't think so, man. I really don't think so. That's my belief. Roman Abramovich, thank you so much for the super chat. Mota, Monday, Amorim, Tuesday, Conte. This whole Conte thing, I don't believe that one bit. Whoever came up with the Conte news, you're having a laugh. Wednesday, Flick. We're going to talk about Flick. Thursday, Zerbi. Friday, Poch is staying. People, it's all PR. Look, I don't know whether Poch staying is PR. I genuinely think our owners are not looking to chop and change too much. I genuinely think they want to give him time. Me personally, I want him gone. He hasn't shown enough. Unless, look, I'm not one of those fans that I'm not stubborn. And you can't call it flip-flop either. I'm happy to be proven wrong. I've said it, that if Pochettino, and this was from the beginning of the season, I said, what's the expectation? This was before we did our transfer business, right? All the players that we got in. I said that if we can come sixth and make it into Europa, that's probably a progress from last season. Last season, we finished 12th. So I thought from 12th to 6th, okay, then we can build on something. But the transfer business that we did, I thought, yeah, Champions League football is something that we really should be pushing for. So if by the end of this season, if Mauricio Pochettino, the remaining 4 games, if he can win and get into Europa League positions, I'm happy to reassess and give him maybe part of next season to see where it all goes. But right now, if you're asking me, no, I want him gone. He's proven so far he's not good enough. But the remaining 4 games, if he can win all of them, get into 6th position, get into Europa, it pretty much ticks my expectation of this season anyway. So then how can you sack this guy? Do you know what I mean? So look, obviously lots of twists and turns still to come. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Hansi Flick is interested in joining Chelsea, who are searching for a new manager Flick had a phone call with Marina when Lampard got sacked and wants to join a team in England. This topic could get hot. This is coming from CFC Bayern, who is obviously Christian Folks. Look, Christian Folk, when he's talking about German, news in relation to German individuals, is quite spot on. But Hansi Flick, I don't know. Look, I don't mind him. He's another manager. I'd have got no issues with Hansi Flick if he becomes the next Chelsea manager. His Bayern Munich team was amazing, but then his stint in the German national team was quite poor. Once again, I think the caliber of players we have, I think Hansi Flick could do certain things with them. Many people are not happy about Flick for some reason. I don't know why. Me personally, I don't care. If he comes, he comes. If he doesn't, it doesn't matter. My first preference was actually, to be honest, a long time ago. Obviously, that was Jose Mourinho, and that's not going to happen. And that was purely for the sense that I want someone to come in and instill some level of mentality in the group. But when you think about it from a tactical point of view, managers like Sarri, managers like Roberto De Zerbi, these are the first names that I was really thinking about that we could have considered. Flick definitely wasn't someone in the back of my mind, but I know some of you guys wanted Flick, and I know some of you guys that don't want Flick as well. CODM is, talk to me your thoughts about Hansi Flick. I think Poch is getting better, getting his ideas to the player. Personally, I don't really want him. He's okay, but I don't want us to change manager all the time. Yeah, and I hear you. Look, I've just told you how I feel about Flick. I don't really mind, but at the same time, I'm not going to cry about it either. So if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it doesn't really bother me. And Zinho, thank you so much for the super chat. I'll take Hansi Flick, not Roberto De Zerbi. Okay. Let me know why you wouldn't take Roberto De Zerbi. Very, very keen to hear why you wouldn't take Roberto De Zerbi. There are some Chelsea fans prefer De Zerbi over Flick. Flick is a trophies winning manager. For F's sake, the fan base is confused. Fair enough. All right. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Ruben Amorim. I truly think if there is a manager that is potentially going to take Chelsea's Chelsea job, I think it's Ruben Amorim. I think everyone else is quite settled. Even Ruben Amorim, to a certain degree, I think he might just stay at Sporting Lisbon, if I'm being absolutely honest. But he is keen. He is keen to make a move to the Premier League. Now, Ruben Amorim is very admired by some influential Chelsea board members. I think he would be open to negotiate if Chelsea approached him. This is coming from Sammy Mugbill. I think this is somewhat believable. This really is somewhat believable. Ruben Amorim has tried his luck with Liverpool, didn't work out. Tried his luck with West Ham, didn't work out. I think if Chelsea make a move, serious move, I think this will probably happen. If Chelsea actually make a serious move on Ruben Amorim, he could potentially be Chelsea manager. Now, the question is, does Chelsea want this guy? Do you want this guy? Do the fans want this guy? Live chat, let me know how you feel about Ruben Amorim. Me personally, look, I've watched a handful of Ruben Amorim this season, especially in Europa League. Gasperini of Atalanta absolutely tore apart Ruben Amorim. And Gasperini has done that to Liverpool as well, of course. But the particular individual that stood out for me at Sporting was actually Gyökeres. I didn't know too much about Gyökeres, and then I got to watch him. As I said, I've watched a handful of matches of Sporting and Gyökeres, and I was very impressed with Gyökeres, as opposed to Ruben Amorim. Do you know what I mean? So, look, I know Liverpool were going after Ruben Amorim, so there must be some level of quality in Ruben Amorim. Obviously, he's done well in Sporting. I think this will be his second league title. He's on the way to winning that, or he might have already won that. I don't know. And he's won a couple of cups as well. So, look, overall, he's done well. He's got some experience in the Champions League too. But yeah, I want to hear how you guys feel about Ruben Amorim. Valan, thank you so much for the super chat. Do you think the future of Poch rely on Galadog? Now, look, this is a deep topic. Look, if Pochettino stays, he has to get his players. There's no point of keeping Pochettino and you're not going to give him his players. Like, it's asking Pochettino to do miracles when he's incapable of doing that. So if Poch stays, yes, Gallagher needs to stay. Now, if Gallagher does end up leaving, if Gallagher does end up getting sold, I'm of the belief that he's not irreplaceable. You can find players in the market that can do a similar role to Gallagher. Now, the issue is Gallagher starting to become a bit of a leader in the group. And Mauricio Pochettino has publicly stated that I don't know what the go is in regards to Gallagher and the club and where his contract situation is, but he's a starter for me. He's a starter and he's a club captain. So that means a lot to Mauricio Pochettino. So, look, my only caveat of keeping Mauricio Pochettino next season is you must give him his players. So if he wants Gallagher, you must find a way to keep Gallagher. In fact, give him a contract extension. New contract. If you're keeping Gallagher, then you have to find a solution for Enzo Fernandez, because Enzo Fernandez is not a Mauricio Pochettino type of a player. If you're keeping Mauricio Pochettino, then you must probably try and keep Chalobah, because I'm pretty certain Mauricio Pochettino likes Chalobah. And there are other certain players he likes, he dislikes, that the club needs to find out what they want to do. Now, you can say, well, Mauricio Pochettino only will have one more year left. After that, they'll find someone else. Well, then you might as well sack him now. You don't just play out another season. You get a particular manager that actually can get the best out of the squad that you have. You have to commit. You must commit. You can't just be like 50-50 and then hope the next season turns out to be okay. It won't turn out to be okay. Mauricio Pochettino believes he can build a successful team at Chelsea, but if he gets a say in recruitment. Mauricio Pochettino believes he can build a successful team at Chelsea, but if he gets a say in recruitment. There you go. There you go. He's saying, I need to have a say in recruitment. And I think as a, regardless of it being Pochettino, regardless of Poch being the manager, any other manager, whoever it is, they should have some level of say in the transfer market. We would do this for any other manager. So this is why I keep reiterating. If it is Pochettino, then Pochettino must have his players, or else he won't be able to play his type of football that he wants to play. Aiden, my only issue is the new manager is going to take another whole season to settle. Do we have patience for that? Gone are the days where we have elite players and new manager comes and challenges. Exactly right. Exactly right. You're absolutely spot on. Benji saying Thiago Motta is a shout, but the guy is going for Juve for sure. So I need Roberto De Zerbi or just stick with Poch. Fair enough, my man. And Zinho, thank you so much for the super chat. His defensive setup is climatic. Look at Brighton. Yeah, look, this is why I want Roberto De Zerbi to stay at Brighton and just sort out the defense. Show people that you can defend. Valan, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Amorim is the Portuguese Conte. Does well domestically, but poor continentally. His sporting side is more pragmatic and will have the same issue of midfield. There you go. I felt the same way as you, Valan. And I'm pretty certain a lot of you guys probably feel the same way about Amorim. He's not so philosophical or that fluid level of football that many sort of think. I think he is a lot more pragmatic. I think you're right. He is a lot more like Conte type, Portuguese Conte type. I agree with that. Look, as I said, I've only watched a handful of his matches. I'm not someone who's an expert in Amorim football. So yeah, that's that. Semi's saying, same with Xavi, the owners gave him a say and look at him now. Not saying Poch turns into Xavi, but it is better to do that. Yeah, you're right, man. Xabi Alonso, yeah. He will make the recommendations this summer for the club to sign experienced players with the know-how. It will be up to Winstanley and Stewart and others if they listen or not. This is coming from Sammy Mogbel. It's true. you're going to keep him and then you're going to handicap him with kids. Well, you might as well just sack him. If that's the case, you might as well just sack him. Pochettino, we need to have time here. It's not my decision. Of course, it's not. A lot of people are reading that and thinking, "Oh, he's talking like he's gone." Me personally, that's not how I'm looking at it. He's saying the truth. He wants to stay. Of course, he wants to stay. He's got one more year left. But of course, the decision is not on him. He's not the club owner. So I'm not looking at this in any way where he's trying to indicate to us that he's leaving. If anything, I think he wants to stay. Hudge, big up to you, my man. Flick had a worse defensive structure with better players at Germany and his one-season COVID merchant at Bayern. Amorim is a terrorist. Bring me Roberto De Zerbi or Thiago Motta, not those two false images. There you go. Hudge has he said it. He said it all. Pochettino, enough is enough. Pochettino, ladies and gentlemen, has had enough. He is sick and tired of, answering the same question. Are you under pressure? Is your job on the line? This, that, the other. He's come out and said, enough is enough. All managers need time to translate their ideas and philosophy. It's not my decision. If I get time, I don't know if I'm being judged by the owners. Look, do you know what? Of course, all managers need time. I get that. But Poch this season has made a lot of mistakes as well. That's the issue. He's talked a lot of rubbish. He's talked a lot of nonsense in the press conference, and he's made plenty of mistakes all throughout the season, whether it's starting lineup, whether it's misprofiling players, whether it's in-game management. He's made plenty of mistakes. That is what has concerned us fans. Now, over the past couple of games, tactically, he's showing a lot more ability, and we're getting a bit of result. Now, let's see how it all finishes. And if he can come sixth, I think that is a good way to rectify the season, off the back of where we have been lingering all throughout this season. But yeah, look, us fans, we didn't demand much. Honestly, us fans, we did not demand much. I think most Chelsea fans will tell you, look, just make it into Europa League. I know there was quite a lot of the fan base that also wanted Champions League football, but realistically speaking, Champions League football was probably a bit unrealistic from the get-go. Off the back of how we finished last season, it was probably unrealistic. Cestus is saying, no thanks for Flick. Zlatan did say, who the F is Flick? I do not want him here. AC Milan. Fair enough. Shubra is saying, Poch wasted 9 months and he's talking about time. Yeah, no, this is what I'm saying. He talks, do you know what? There are certain managers, like you look at the way Thomas Tuchel talks in Bayern Munich. Look at the way he used to talk for us. But recently, you would have seen how open Thomas Tuchel is, how openly he talks about tactics. The way he talked about that Korean defender Kim, and how he was overly aggressive in the way he was defending. That's sensational. Fans want to, listen and hear to that level of analysis. Now, a lot of people might say, that way of speaking, he probably would fall out with the player. But if the player is unable to take any criticism, then I'm sorry, you're not strong mentally to last in football. I just need Pochettino at times. Just talk a little bit more sensibly. Poch talks a lot of crap. Now, maybe that could be because of language barrier, perhaps, at times. I sometimes feel like saying to Poch, mate, just speak in Spanish and then let someone translate so that your message is not getting, misrepresented. Because I feel like sometimes when he's trying to say it in English, it's coming out the wrong way. But look, there's a lot he could have done this season to get us improving a little bit more. Of course, it takes time. Of course, when a new manager comes in, it does take time. There's no two ways about it. But I think he's misused the time. That's the biggest issue. Let's see how he finishes off the season. And Zinho, thank you so much for the super chat again. We also sick of his dead tactics. Time to go. Yep, fair enough, man. Look, as I said, for me, right now, if you ask me, he needs to go. But if he can win West Ham, Brighton, I think couple other teams below us. Nottingham Forest, I think, as well. If we can win the remaining 4, come 6th, I'm happy to reassess. I'm happy to give him until November, December max next season to see where he is at that point. If he's again stuffing up next season, then he needs to go pronto. But for me, I was expecting 6th anyway this season. Valan, thank you so much for the super chat. Can someone clarify why the mutant we are the shed made a banner for Gallagher but not Trevor? Does skin color influence who gets a poster? Look, the whole banner situation, I was initially upset as well. Like, why is Gallagher getting a banner? Like, there's so many other players that deserved a banner, never got a banner. I guess the whole story about the Gallagher situation is he's linked with Spurs, and they wanted to put a banner up showing that, you know, Gallagher's one of ours. Like, he's going nowhere. He's definitely not going to Spurs. I think that was the whole intention around it. They just want to give a message to the owners that you're not selling him to Spurs. So, look, yeah, I get it. Like, where's the banner for Trevor Chalobah? Where's the banner for many other players? I don't like We Are the Shed, if I'm being absolutely honest. I'm not a big fan of them. In fact, they've ridiculed me a long time ago. They were a tad bit rude as well when we've had some interactions. This was a long time ago. So I'm not a really big fan of We Are the Shed. And yeah, I don't like how they just get to pick and choose who they want to have a banner for. Do you know what I mean? But I think in this case, they were just trying to send a message that Gallagher should not go to Spurs. So let's see what happens if he gets sold to Spurs anyway. Then what's going to happen? Pochettino, enough of these stupid rumors. You need to ask the club if they want me or not, and stop writing things that make no sense. He's been frustrated. Pochettino on press conferences has been absolutely frustrated. So let's see how he finishes off this season. Poch, I have one more year on my contract here and no one says anything, then I suppose that I'm going to be here. If there's a decision and someone says to me, ciao, then okay. Because we don't know at the moment, then I suppose that I will be here. Look, as I said, I fully believe he's going to be here. I fully believe. Unless we drastically screw up this end of the season last few games and absolutely blow the opportunity to make it into 6th, there is a solid chance for us to make it into 6th, you know. Solid chance. Whether we're going to do it or not, that's a different story. The team has not shown any level of consistency to tell us that we can actually do this. But the chance is there. The chance is there. Milo K saying, I don't believe he will be here. Fair enough. Look, I just think he will be here because I can't see anyone else taking over. Everyone else is kind of sticking where they are. The only one that is a possibility is Amorim, and honestly, I'm not too sold on Amorim. I'm not too sold. I mean, if it happens, it happens. No problems. If you're going to get Amorim, go out there and get Gyökeres as well. Make sure you get Gyökeres. Manas is saying, I don't understand why we are complicating our manager search when Tuchel is available. I think he should grab this opportunity. Look, we all know Thomas Tuchel is just not going to happen. I would love Thomas Tuchel to come back. I would love it. But it's not going to happen. Our owners don't like him. They've had a massive fallout, and it's just not going to happen. Haj, Thiago Motta, Roberto De Zerbi, Michael Sanchez, Sebastian Hone, bring me these coaches. I think Michael Sanchez, is that the guy from Girona, I think, right? Bring me these coaches. I don't Mr. 4-2-3-1 with suicidal high line and no tactical flick, or basic back three merchant with no flexibility. Amorim, there you go. Fair enough. All right, let's move on to the next news. Ladies and gentlemen, Nkunku and Colwell are likely to come off the bench against West Ham. So that's big news. Look, this will be a big boost for us. For the remaining matches, you've seen how how our bench has been depleted. You've seen it's just all kids. Some of them I don't even know who they are. If we can bring back Nkunku and Colwell into the bench, I think that will be sensational, honestly. Tiger Bees, big up to you, my man. Poch should stay, Miz. We will be in a mess again with new manager, new players. Actually, to him, new players, ACC to him, Amorim is mid. According to him, Amorim is mid to what's so different. Also, players respect and play for Poch. Keep the same team, just bring a striker. Fair enough. Schuber's just shared something. Talk on it. Yes, yeah. I've got this penciled down, this news penciled down as well, but we can talk about it right now. But yeah, as I said, Nkunku and Colwell will be, welcome back with open arms. Even with Nkunku, you don't have to start. Just come off the bench and give us some sort of impetus off the bench if you can. And Colwell, of course, could be in contention to start down the track. Obviously, not straight away. He's been away injured for a little bit, but off the bench can give us some fresh legs. Of course, I understand Chelsea as well as Newcastle are among clubs informed on conditions of the deal to sign Tosin Adarabioyo as free agent. Is this a recent tweet? Oh, yeah. It was from yesterday. I've actually got this tweet lined up. Yeah, I've got this tweet lined up, but that's fine. That we can look at it right now. As a free agent, several clubs are asking for conditions of potential free signings, but no formal proposal made. Tosin will take his time to decide his future. Look, I like him. I've seen Tosin play a few times now. He seems like a proper defender for Fulham. Strong, tall, robust, got a lot of pace, physicality. Yeah, he's perfect. Young as well, I believe. I've got no qualms about getting someone like Tosin if we are able to. Obviously, Thiago Silva, the news, as you guys all know, it's now official. Thiago Silva will be going to, official as for Fabrizio Romano, as per his here we go, I suppose. Thiago Silva is going back to Brazil in Fluminense. So we're going to be a defender short. Potentially Chalobah is going to be sold. I don't want him to be sold, but pure profit, he's probably going to be sold. That means we need defenders. Don't forget Wesley Fofana to still come back. Desasi, Badiashile, obviously they're still on trial as well, to be honest. You can't imagine that they're going to be gone. That would mean we would need a defender. We would definitely need at least one defender. And Tosin, I've got no issues with it, man. Absolutely got no issues with it. Quite fine with that. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, praise. A bit of praise for Cucurella. Cucurella won 9 out of 9 ground duels. This is the first time a Chelsea player has done this since Mateo Kovacic in 2019. Do you know what? I'm so happy. I am so happy. To all the people, to the regulars that tune into this channel, you would know how I feel about Cucurella. When we bought him, I had a dedicated stream where I sang and danced for the news that Cucurella was coming to Chelsea Football Club. I saw him a lot. At Brighton. And I was over the moon when he was come to Chelsea Football Club, especially for Thomas Tuchel that plays 3 at the back. But it's not worked out like that at Chelsea Football Club. It's not been good at all. And in recent times, he's starting to put on some really, really good performances back in the Brighton days, just exactly the way he played back in the Brighton days. And he's starting to look a lot like a leader as well on field. He's, talking a lot more. He's organizing the defense a lot more. And I'm so happy to see this. A particular player that was in the brinks of leaving the football club last summer window. And now, honestly, I think it will be a mistake if we sell Cucurella. Cucurella gives a lot of tactical flexibility. Cucurella's ability is he can honestly be a central midfielder, not someone who's box to box, no, but he's got a really, really distinct ability with the ball. And in recent times, our success over the last couple of matches We should have beaten Aston Villa, if I'm being absolutely honest. We should have beaten Aston Villa, and I think we were robbed in that particular match anyway. A lot to do with Cucurella inverting. A lot to do with Cucurella inverting, which is allowing other areas of the field to be exploited. So look, big up to Cucurella. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that he's a warrior, man. For a player that was almost leaving the football club and was going to be sold. If you guys remember, he was actually penciled down to go to Man United on loan, and then it didn't happen earlier on in the season. Then Man United ended up getting Reguilon. For a player that was almost out of the club, for him to come back the way he has come back, not just once, twice. I think earlier on in the season as well, when he was playing right back, he was doing some really, really good stuff. Of course, he's got flaws. Of course, one of his biggest flaws is too aggressive defensively, just like that Kim guy from Bayern Munich. He comes out of the line and then he misses the ball, and before you know it, it's a goal for the opposition. If he can just cut out that part of his game, honestly, Cucurella would be an unbelievable player for us, man. Especially the last few games, as we have seen, Cucurella has been solid. So look, hope he continues like this. He's been talking really, really good stuff as well on media duties. How he's saying that we need to continue winning like this. We need to continue creating a habit of winning. This creates good mentality. And he's saying that if we can win the remaining few matches, we could potentially get into Europe. So let's see what happens. And then he wants to be in Europe, and he wants to be at Chelsea Football Club next season. So let's see, man. Let's see what happens. But very, very happy with Cucurella, and I'm so glad that the true fans of Cucurella, stood strong and didn't give up on him. Next up, we've already touched base on this particular news, but we'll go through it one more time. Chelsea have had a look at Tosin Adarabioyo and are watching his situation closely to see which club bites first. Then once they do, if Chelsea follow up with an offer. Look, on a free transfer, as a free agent, this is sensational. This is really sensational. I think we should be all over. Big up to you, Ryan. Salam is walaikum assalam to my brother. Benji, I need to see consistency with Cucu. Sell Chilwell because he can't stay fit. Buy a young up-and-coming left-back and let him learn and get integrated to the squad slowly. Yeah, no, true. Look, first of all, Ian Martin, after what his dad said, I think we can safely say that Ian Martin's future at Chelsea Football Club is done. Ben Chilwell is the odd one out. Ben Chilwell is 100% the odd one out now. I mean, Ben Chilwell, he doesn't really offer much as a left back, and he's starting to be looked as a left winger. And let's be honest, Ben Chilwell, you're not a left winger. You're simply not a left winger. So Ben Chilwell at the moment for me is excess to requirements, and he has been like that for at least from the start of this season. I felt that Ben Chilwell was just a bit excess to requirement. Let's see what the club does. The club want to probably keep him because he is an experienced member of the club. He is the vice captain of the football club. So leadership, I've not seen much of leadership from Ben Chilwell, if I'm being absolutely honest. I would look to get rid of Ben Chilwell out this summer. And he's another player that's consistently injured. All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, check this news out. Estêvão Willian, this news was floating around a lot. They call him Messinho. Look, I don't know too much about him. They think this guy is the next Messi, next Neymar, next Vinicius Jr., next everything. Next. Me personally, look, I'm not looking for next. I'm looking for now. I'm looking for right now. Do you know what I mean? So, look, we have a lot of kids, man. We've got Kendry Paez. We've got many young players, like even the likes of Mudryk, Madueke. People thought very highly about these players. Do you know what I mean? So there's still Chukwuemeka. There's plenty. There's still Angelo Gabriel. There's still Santos in midfield. Like, we've got a lot of kids. What are we going to do with more kids? And this particular player apparently is going to cost a lot of money. But at the moment, Fabrizio Romano is saying there's not much actually going on. Chelsea have not bid for Estêvão Willian or sent a proposal, but they are talking and informed about the player. Let's see what they decide to do. Now, all I'm going to say, Brazil will always have the next big thing. They always do. Every season, there's the next kid. Here's another kid. Look, David Washington. I know so many people were talking so highly on David Washington. And he's at Chelsea just rotting at the moment. So many people talked so highly in regards to Angela Gabriel. The poor guy is injured now. Every season, there's going to be someone coming out from Brazil. The production, the conveyor belt just keeps going and going and going. So I don't know. Like, if we miss out on Messinho, is it the end of the world? Is it the end of the world? I'm not really sure. Haj, next Messi, Una, just bring me the next Willian and Pedro. That will be good enough for now. Messinho, Una. Exactly. Look, he may turn out to be the next big thing. I don't know. But for me, I can't gamble on the next big thing. I don't want him, but he's Brazilian, so he can always have room for more. Fair enough. Shubra is a big Brazil fan. Let's see what Shubra has to say. But Miz, I don't think Brazil can produce a talent like Estevao for some time. He's a level above. But of course, that's not the end of the world. There you go. Look, Shubra is someone who watches Brazil national team a lot. He's got a lot of knowledge about the Brazil, production that's coming through. He feels very highly about Estevão Willian. Me personally, look, in Brazil, I'm pretty sure there are just so many good quality young kids. Yeah. How much are we going to pay for him? Apparently his fees are somewhere around 63 million euros. That's his release clause. Like, it's just, look, I'm more concerned about making sure Chelsea can be competitive now. Is Estevão Willian going to come in and just start at Chelsea Football Club? How old is he? He's like 16, 17. How can we imagine he's going to come to the Premier League and he's going to be driving Chelsea to compete at the highest level? Like, for me, it seems very, very far-fetched, man. Like, we need to think about now, man. That's how I look at it. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents in regards to Estevão Willian. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us till the end of today's latest news that's been circulating around. There's a lot that's been happening. Smash the like button, guys, before you leave. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Don't forget to smash the like button. Nearly 300 of you guys are here. I would love to see close to 280 likes immediately right now. And if you're here for the first time, make sure you subscribe if you've enjoyed this show. I'll see if I'm going to do... I wanted to do a watch-along for the Arsenal game. I'll see if I want to do that. If not, there may be a review. I'm hoping, I'm praying that there is an upset. I hope Bournemouth can do something. I'm also very keen to watch Newcastle's game against Burnley because I need Newcastle to drop points so that we can capitalize. And there will be the West Ham preview at the end of today. And then, of course, tomorrow, the watch-along. We will not miss it. Inshallah, we will be there for the watch-along. Until then, everyone, take care and have a very, very good day.